In Monster Hunter World, the board game, players will be taking on the role of hunters who are hunting and fighting, you guessed it, big ol' monsters. Throughout the campaign, you will be going on quests to find and fight monsters. Quests are broken down into 4 tiers. 1 star is the assignment quest and is the introductory quest to a monster, and then the more stars, the harder the quest. Players will win the campaign if they're able to win a 4-star tempered quest. Once players choose a quest, they will go on a quick choose-your-own-adventure tale where they'll be trying to locate the monster. They will be reading entries in the quest book which will take them to different entries. These will give you materials and maybe some bonuses, but will always end with you finding the monster. Now it's time to fight. Each player has a unique hunter which has a different style and fighting type. Each hunter has an attack deck that makes up the various attacks they will do, and a damage deck which will dictate how much damage an attack does. Here we're fighting the Great Jagras, and note that the minis come unpainted. I just decided to paint this one. Each monster has their stat sheet and a deck of behavior cards. On their stat sheet, it will show their health, their special ability, their elemental and status resistances, and finally the various parts of the monster. In this game, you will be attacking specific parts of the monster. In this case, you can attack the sides, the head, or the tail. The monster's base is broken down into quadrants so you can see which parts you're attacking. Your goal is to break these parts, which we'll talk about in a second. The monster will always go first. When it's their turn, you will draw the top card of their deck and resolve it left to right. These symbols here show who it will target, either the closest hunter or the farthest. Ties are broken by the hunter's threat level shown on these tokens. This here shows which direction they will move and how far. When moving, the monster will always turn towards their target, and if they reach their target, they will push them back until their movement is finished. Now they attack, which is shown here. They can do a physical attack or an elemental attack, in this case a water attack. This here is their range, and this is where their attack is taking place. These are huge monsters, so very often they will be attacking whole swaths of the board. This means they will attack all hunters in range in their front arc, which is that quadrant. So if they were attacking their front arc and their range was 1, they would attack these nodes. If their range was 3, they would attack all of these nodes. Now, hunters only have 8 health, and most attacks deal at least 6 damage, so you pretty much always want to dodge. This here is the attack's dodge value, and the player must put attack cards from their hand face down onto their stamina row to dodge this attack. This is dictated by the card's agility shown here, so if the dodge value was 2, you would need to put down 2 agility, which could be this 1 card or these 2 cards, and then you completely dodge the damage and any status effects. The last thing on the behavior card is these symbols. This shows how many hunters may activate before the monster goes again, and this shows how many cards hunters are able to play onto their stamina row. Players then choose which hunter will go. On a hunter's turn, they will usually do a combat turn, in which case they will play cards to their stamina row and make attacks. Players may move once for free, but may also play cards face down to their row to move up to that card's agility value. Once they're in range, the hunter may play attack cards. You will play these to the leftmost available spot in your row. These attack cards may allow you to move and may have special abilities, but most allow you to draw damage cards. So in this case, you can move 2 and draw 1 damage card. Remember that you're hitting a specific part of the monster, and this is important as different parts may have armor, like the Great Jagras tail has 1 armor which blocks 1 damage. Any damage not blocked lowers the monster's health. The other reason it's important to pay attention to where you're attacking is because you are trying to break these parts. If your attack card has this symbol, you will place 1 break token on that monster part. Each part has a break value, and once enough break tokens are on that part, it will be broken, which may give some benefit, but mostly is for post-game. You may have noticed that you have limited space on your stamina board. Once this row is full, you cannot place any more cards. Managing your stamina is a big part of the game. At the end of your turn, you will draw a time card which will remove the rightmost card from your stamina row and allow you to draw back up to 5 cards. It also may have other things you will have to do at the bottom. If your damage deck ever runs out, you will need to do a preparation turn instead of a combat turn. This allows you to sharpen your weapon and reshuffle your damage deck. The hunters and the monsters will go back and forth fighting until one side wins. The monster wins if the hunters run out of health 3 times or if the time deck runs out, and the hunters win if they kill the monster. If you win, you will then flip the monster card over and gain rewards. If you broke parts of the monster, you will automatically gain rewards, but for the rest, you will roll dice to see what you harvested. You can then take those materials plus any you got from the Choose Your Own Adventure part of the quest, and you can forge new weapons and new armor. Each hunter has specific weapons they can forge which will make them significantly stronger, and you may also forge new armor so you're better protected. Players then choose a new quest and keep on fighting and leveling up until they defeat a 4-star quest. And that's a quick look at Monster Hunter World, the board game.